Well, there's been a lot of talk about our wall here, and I wanted to give you guys a clearer update than what I did last night. Last night we had just finished it up and we were really tired, and so you just got the shortest, sweetest video you could get of our wall. This wall was built because behind it here were all windows, pretty much almost across the whole wall. And as I stated before, the home was built in California. It was built for that sort of climate. And in Texas, where it can be really cold or really hot, you don't need a whole glass box window effect, because there's still a wall of windows there behind the front door. Behind curtain number 1 is the front door. That has a big window in it. That's a window. That's a window. So there are still lots of windows. There's also one in the hallway down there, and there's still one. The back door has a big window in it too. So there's still plenty of windows in the house. But this one was on a wall that gets a lot of the cold weather. It gets the sun beating in it in the summertime. So us covering up some windows, these were the ones we were going to start with. Now we still have to remove the windows outside. And we'll probably do that in the next week. Unfortunately, they still are condensating, even with all this insulation and everything on top of them. So I have them cracked open out there, so the condensation drips outside the house and not into the wall. So it shouldn't really be a big problem. Plus, they've been condensating for years. So the wall is constructed of 2x4s, and the original wall in the house still exists. Plus, remember, on the bottom of the wall, originally, there's trim on the bottom. It looked like a 2x4. That was actually the water line. Or it still is the water line now. It's just hidden. So these walls are actually, from the inside panel to the outside metal, 8 inches thick. And it's insulated all the way through. So there's really almost 8 inches of insulation in this wall. So it's very warm. And the wall also added some really good structural stability to the home. Instead of just having the big pieces of glass in the middle, it's now 2x4, 16 inches on center. And it's really made a big impact. We got 2 new light fixtures for the walls. You can see them here. They are kind of like an alabaster, fake alabaster glass look. So we like them. Plus they were on sale at Home Depot. That's how come we ended up with them. So in this house we don't have any light switches because all the original lights had little switches on them. You just turn them off individually. But with the smart home technology, we're able to control the lights with our voice. And so we don't necessarily have to have light switches built into the lamps, which really broadens the lamp, the variety you have to choose from. I was able to hang up my picture. I bought this picture a while ago, and at a little thrift store for 25 cents. It's actually all thread and yarn making up that picture. They bought it very specifically for this wall. The only thing we have left to do on the inside is frame out the inside of this window unit area. You can see it's still raw wood there. Little insulation popping down. So I'm going to get some 1x6s and frame on the inside. It'll make it a nice little shelf. And if you're worried about it, it's not completely framed in. These boards here that are remaining, you can just simply unscrew them and the window unit will come out of the wall. So, but you can see the thickness difference there. The original wall back there, the 2x4s. So we brought the wall out substantially. Anyway, this is a much more thorough update of the wall, why we built it, kind of how we built it. It cost us about $300 with the light fixtures and everything. So very well worth it. The house is much quieter. One thing we did do, kind of weird, is we left a gap here because the pig shelf built into the house here. We did not want to, destroy the look of the shelf or take the wall all the way to the shelf and lose some of the usability back there. So we've we left a gap there. So the wall does go all the way back. It's insulated all the way back, but there's just a little corner here, just a little nook, which is kind of cool because I was able to hide the swag kit. But anyway, that's our wall, and we're going to be doing the kitchen next year. I know it's just beginning of January, but we're not gonna mess with that this year. We're gonna get a whole other year out of the kitchen. The next big inside project will be the bathroom and replacing the doors, and then we're gonna have to level the house again because it has sunk a little bit more back, and then also show you the video on removing the windows outside and patching the window area up temporarily and insulating that. So here's to more projects.